and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be talking about my first trimester of pregnancy. I figure instead of doing weekly updates about my pregnancy, since I'm in my second trimester, I would just go ahead and do an overall summary about my first trimester, since I'm currently in my second trimester. By the time you see this video, I would be 16 weeks pregnant. So I am going to just summarize the first 12 to 13 weeks of my pregnancy, since it really didn't change that much. I didn't experience any morning sickness or anything like that, so I was very fortunate in that aspect. If you hear a dog, that's Cooper. I'm also multitasking and doing like laundry and stuff, so if you hear different noises, that's probably what's going on. So that's what this video is about, and my current due month is in December. I don't really like giving the due date because the due date, especially for first-time moms, it can change depending on whether you're having a boy or a girl. I don't know the gender yet, so we're just gonna say December 2019 is when baby is due. So let's talk about the first trimester of pregnancy. So when I first found out I was pregnant, it was about 2 weeks before my birthday. My birthday is in April, and I have regular periods. That's another thing too that I want to point out. A lot of women do not have regular periods, so they may or may not know exactly when their last period was. And sometimes when they go to the doctor, that's where the due date can kind of get a little iffy. But because I have regular periods, I know exactly when my last period was, which was March 17th. And that's why when I got closer to April 17th, I was expecting my period again. At the time, I had 25 day cycles, so a little under the 28 day cycles, but they were regular, so I got periods every month. And my period was supposed to come again. It was the week of April 8th. So that's when I was expecting my period to come that week. Before I got the positive, what ended up happening was, that's Cooper. What ended up happening was, the first sign that something was different was that I had cramps prior to getting my period. And that was not normal for me, nor my period. So to get it so early, like cycle day 21, cycle day 22, I thought that was kind of odd. Keep in mind, I only have like 24-day cycles. So for the cramps to be coming that quickly, like for the cramps to be that, like that, I was like, oh my God, why am I getting cramps? They weren't like period cramps. It was just kind of like rumblings, like, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those. So I had that for a few days prior, and then I caught a really bad head cold. That was another thing that to me, I was like, something's very off. I usually don't catch colds just before my period starts. I usually catch colds like in between my cycle. So to catch a cold like a few days before my period, that was kind of strange to me too. I didn't think too much of it. I recently went to the B2K concert, so I figured because it was cooler than we anticipated and I didn't have a jacket, so I thought I was just getting sick from that. So I really didn't put two and two together because it's Cooper. I didn't put two and two together because because I've never experienced that before. I've never been pregnant before, so I didn't know what to experience. I knew my period was regular schmegular. So the week that it was supposed to come, like I said, I had the cramps and then I had the cold. And just before my period was supposed to come, which was like April 11th, I I don't know if women can, if this might be TMI, but I don't know if other women experience this, but usually I can smell my period coming. It doesn't smell like strong blood, but it smells like your period's coming. So I didn't get that smell that my period was coming. On top of that, I had like the intermittent cramping. It wasn't heavy duty cramping. It was just like little cramping here and there. Then I had the cold. I still didn't put any of this together that I was pregnant until my period did not come. Now, I have had late periods before, but they were all while I was on the pill. So my period's never been late when I was off of the pill. I was on the pill for like 15 years. So I never experienced this before. So I knew that it not coming was something was up. So I said, all right, well, I'm just gonna wait another day and then I'll take a test. It did not come April 12th. So I went to Walgreens. I bought 4 pregnancy tests because I'm like, you need to be sure, okay? And I peed on 2 of them, and they usually tell you like you wait like a minute to 3 minutes to usually pop up. Mine's popped up within like a minute. So I knew that eventually I'm like, crap, it's coming. It says it's pregnant. I bought the ones that said pregnant, not pregnant. I ain't buy the little line ones. I wanted it to say pregnant, not pregnant. So I'm in the bathroom and it says pregnant. And so initially I'm kind of like, OMG, I'm pregnant. And I was shocked because, you know, I didn't know that the things that I was feeling was actually like implantation, cramps, or anything like that, because I didn't have any bleeding prior to my period starting. One thing I will say is that unless it's my period, I don't bleed. I've never been a person that's had like spotting in between periods unless I was on the pill. But once I got off the pill, I didn't have any of those issues. So it was just business as usual. Koopy. What's that? Go get him. So that's how I found out I was pregnant. And then I waited a few days because I had to collect my ish, and then I told my husband that I was pregnant. Okay. So by the time I found out I was pregnant, I was by the time I then told the doctor, I think I was in my 5th week of pregnancy. Now, I don't know what they do in other states, sis. I don't know what they do in other parts of the world, but where I am, which is in the northeast part of the US, this is what they do, okay? For me, when I called the doctor and told them that I was pregnant, I had to come in and
life unscripted, fame the fun and last. Come witness. Come witness. Yeah. April's life has changed so much. See what it's like with a new mom touch. It's okay if you don't have a clue. Join the club cause it's new to us too. Yeah. It's a mom's life unscripted. Hey.